Dallas Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones used to wait for the start of the free agency period like customers waited for the midnight sale at Walmart on Black Friday. Ole Jerry would open up his checkbook and spend whatever amount of money to secure the services of the best talent available. Jerry didn't care if he overspent for an old talented player, an overrated player, or a player coming off an all-pro season. Jerry didn't care because Jerry wanted to win. Heck, you couldn't blame him because he had so much success doing it in previous years. One of Jerry's best free agent signings ever was the day he signed Hall of Famer Deion Sanders to a then-record $13 million signing bonus. Deion signed the long-term contract, received his $13 million signing bonus in a lump sum, and the contract would pay Primetime at least $25 million over the next 5 years. Plus, Deion could receive the maximum amount of $35 million if he remained with the Cowboys for the next 7 years. Wow, well, we all know how the story goes. Deion led the Cowboys to its third Super Bowl title in 4 short years and gave Cowboys Nation the utmost excitement each and every Sunday afternoon. Those were the Super Bowl winning years. Fast forward almost 25 years later and Jerry and Stephen Jones would not sign a high-priced free agent even if they were $100 million under the salary cap. Simply put, Jerry and Stephen are cheap when it comes to signing free agents. The Joneses are cheaper than a loaf of bread at the discount bread store when it comes to spending money on a free agent. As my late grandmother used to say, when it comes to money, your grandpa is tighter than a Dixie hat band. That's exactly how Jerry and Stephen operate these days during the free agent signing period. These two have avoided signing big-name free agents that could improve their secondary like Landon Collins, age 25, 6 years, $84 million, Washington Redskins; Tyrann Mathieu, age 26, 3 years, $42 million, Kansas City Chiefs; LaMarcus Joyner, age 28, signed 4 years, $42 million, Oakland Raiders; and the main attraction, Earl Thomas, age 29, signed 4 years, $55 million with the Baltimore Ravens. Any one of those aforementioned safeties would have improved the Cowboys tremendously. But the one player who wanted to play for the Cowboys was Thomas, and there was mutual interest, of course at the right price. And I'm sure Stephen wanted Thomas's play-making abilities at around $10 minus $11 million range. As expected, Thomas is expected to receive around $15 million a year from the Ravens, and Stephen wasn't going to pay Thomas that much. Side note, to be clear about who controls the Cowboys' purse strings, it's Stephen, and that's why I mention his name more than Jerry, because Stephen is the main person saying yes or no to free agent signings. No, I'm in the minority, but I feel as if Stephen should have paid for Thomas's ball-hawking skills. Yes, I'm aware of Thomas' injury history, but I'll rather watch Thomas intercept balls than Jeff Heath take the wrong angle and miss a tackle or get blasted in coverage. Instead of paying Thomas $15 million a year, Stephen could have sweetened the pot with $12 minus $13 million with some incentives, or find a creative way to make it work. Stephen wants to sign elite talent on the cheap. Period. Now I'll admit the only safety worth his millions is Thomas because he's simply the best in the league and he fits defensive passing coordinator Chris Richards' scheme. But whether you think Stephen is doing the right thing by missing on elite talent, then how do you expect the Cowboys to improve in key areas like the safety position? The brutal reality is that NFL teams will always overpay for free agents and their own players. The NFL is a business and you get what you pay for. I'm not saying Stephen should go out here and pay a king's ransom for any player, but at some point you have to pay the big bucks to the best players. It's that simple. And that leads me to my next question. Why is Dallas using the franchise tag on DeMarcus Lawrence for the second year in a row? That's because Stephen wants to play hardball and not pay D-Law what he is worth. D-Law is one of the best pass rushers in the league and the best defensive player on the Cowboys roster until proven otherwise. Site expert Red Hansen wrote an article explaining 3 reasons why the Dallas Cowboys should overpay Tank. It's a good read that makes sense because D-Law is that ultimate war daddy that can lead a defense to a Super Bowl. Next, 3 reasons DeMarcus Lawrence is worth overpaying, and that's what Steven needs to understand, because in this lifetime, you get what you pay for. So if you pay for mediocrity, you get mediocrity. Dallas has been mediocre for 2 decades. Stop being cheap, Steven, because the Dallas Cowboys won't win any Super Bowls with that strategy.